I've been watching this lady tell her story on social media, and normally, I think about we should tell our stories, kind of in hindsight, right? So we can really, share and learn the lessons and be able to really, see our story for what it is. But I've been watching this lady tell her story in real time, and she has been very vulnerable. And I think her particular story is the exception, right? I think that it is so important that we share our stories because it teaches through other people, you can see that we're not the only ones that's had a hard life or had a hard time or had hard experiences, and that we can continue to go on. We can continue to move forward. We can get through the hard times. We can learn and grow and get better. That we don't have to stay stuck in a bad situation. That there is so much to be learned, so much to learn, and then we learn how much more we can do. We learn how much we can get through. We learn how much we can persevere where we might have doubted ourselves in the past, or in the middle of a challenge we might not be able to see how we're going to make it through. But just seeing somebody's story, you understand that, or you see strength in that person. You see that you can actually overcome this, the same thing. You can learn, right? You can learn from their experience. And then if you go through that same experience, you have information, right, to go through it better, to go through it wiser. And so just something to think about is we should share our story, because we don't know who we're going to help. I think we share our story. When we share our story, we heal. We get clear on our purpose. I think sharing our story, we help other people to see that they can go through things. They can go through hard things. It shows other people that they're not the only ones that's going through challenging situations. It shows resilience. It shows strength. It shows all these different things that happens when we share our story. We learn how much stronger we really are. We don't take for granted the moments that we have. We don't take for granted the lessons that we learn, the reflections that we have. So just think about sharing your story with somebody that may be helpful. You never know what somebody's going to get out of it, how it's going to help somebody, how it's going to change somebody's life, how it's going to make somebody's life better. Be vulnerable and share your story at the right time, right, with the right person, right? Because everybody doesn't deserve to hear your story. They won't appreciate it. They won't be able to get out of it what was meant to, share, the lessons that it was meant to share. So something to think about today is, sharing your story with the right people.